Hello guys, I am back and I'm really sorry that I didn't make a video last time. It was because my video gotten corrupted, so yeah, I had to retry it, today. So let's continue on. And hello guys, welcome back and today we're talking about once again, Fate, Remnant, Collide. So yeah, let us begin. So, just like in the last episode, we currently see him fighting against the Athanasian student. As he would say this, How the hell? How the hell did you block my attack? He would say. As he would say this, Well, it's not obvious. I'm stronger than you, he would say. As after saying that, he would spin his shield as it would transform into its, halberd form. As he would say this, Now, are you prepared? He would say. Are you prepared to lose? He would say. As after saying that, he would say this, Why, you ignorant little, as he would start charging towards him, with his swords ready at ready at his sides, as he would almost run how um, do you know what's it called? I can't remember the actual names of those people, but you know how Aaron basically uses those swords in Attack on Titan? That's basically how he's doing it as after arriving at his destination, which is towards, Rex, he would get ready to slice him in half with, or at least, not really actually slice him in half, but more get ready to. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I sort of ate, so I'm a bit gassy. But either way, continuing on, as after, getting to his destination, he would get ready to, slam his swords towards him. But unfortunately, it would be blocked once again by his, halberd, as he would say this. How predictable, he would say. As after saying that, energy would start just spewing out of nowhere, specifically, from the vents, or I guess you can say, let me just show you. Those diamond-shaped parts over here, right? These parts. Just imagine there's hard dust basically spewing out of there. And if you're wondering how the hell did he get hard like dust? Let's just say some sponsorships. Let's just say Osmond wanted to help him out, so he decided to let's just say give him some help, as in giving him some hard like dust to try out with with Gungnir. After after that hard like dust would finally dissipate, it would transform into several spikes, as he would say this. Now, torrential downpour, he would say. As after saying that, a slash of pure, light would basically come out of it. As the slash would, would charge towards the guy, as he would try to dodge it away, but he was knocked towards the ground by the attack. As he would say this, Why you, he would say, How dare you ruin my suit, he would say. As after saying that, he would be, it would be shown, or at least on the camera, that his suit was basically torn and ruined. As he would say this, Seriously talking about clothes when we're in battle? How pathetic, he would say. As after saying that, he would get ready once again as he would transform his, transform Gungnir from its halberd form into its bow form. As after transforming it into its bow form, he would get ready a few dust crystals, as he would aim it towards him, as he would say this. Fire, he would say, as he would shoot off three blasts, more specifically, ones that contain, fire dust crystals, or red dust crystals. Crystals, I meant. As after shooting them towards the guy, well, it would basically explode upon contact, as he would be launched across the arena, as everybody was pretty impressed, including some people from Atlas itself, as one of them would say this. Damn, that guy is completely, being bodied, he would say. Sorry about that. And another one would say this. Yeah, I'm surprised that kid from Signal, I believe, is actually beating down that, Atlas kid, said one of them. As you would currently see him just raging as he would say, I'll not lose to you, he would say, as she would charge towards him once again, as he would get ready to strike him from above, as he'd say this. Try and block this, he would say, as he would say this. Predictable, he would say, as after saying that, he would get ready his bow once again, as the bow would, start glowing a bluish, color. Or at least, a somewhat bluish color, where it's basically wait for a second. putting his bow towards his enemy, aka the Atlesian kid, he would say, "Fire." As after saying that, a whitish bluish energy would start coming out of it. That energy was, ice dust crystals. As the blast of ice would basically rush towards him and freezing him on the spot, paralyzing him. Basically by freezing him to the point that basically just like the top of his head where his neck should be is basically just like out there. As he would start screaming, "The hell did I?" As the referee would say this. Hmm, how impressive, said one of them. Anyway, Rex Goodwitch wins, he would say. As after saying that, everybody would cheer for him because of how he basically dispatched that guy in an instant. As the Atlesian kid was just like there, just like rage saying in rage, "How the did you freaking beat me, you freaking bastard?" He would say, as he would start screaming out in the 70s, as some people were just thinking like, "Yeesh, Atlas is pretty much prideful," said one of them, as he would say this to himself. How disappointing, he would say. As after saying that, he would start leaving the arena, as we would currently see Goodwitch basically aka his mother, basically congratulating him, as he would say this. Thanks, Mom. As she would say this. "Oh, so by the way, why did you act like that?" she would say, as he would say this. "Oh, that. Well, Crow told me to, how do I see this? To basically, like, taunt my opponent to make them a little bit more angrier, making them more easier to predict their attacks," he would say, as she would say this. "Hmm, I'm guessing Crow is smart," she would say, as he would say this. "What do you mean by that?" he would say, as she would say this. "Oh, nothing," she would say, as after saying that, we would continue on with, several of the other matches, including, Pyronika, as Nikos, or Nika, or whatever you want to call her. I'm just gonna call her Nikos or Nika, it just depends on me, but Pyra would start, beating down some of her opponents, as it was finally, we're just going to skip a little bit. Yeah, let's just skip a little bit to about the semifinals. Yeah, as the semifinals has basically arrived, and this like there's just been a week ever since the battle between him and the Atlesian kid. So yeah, so as the next match arrives, which is him versus a snake faunus, which her faunus features were just a tail, as in that character from like Monster Musume. Yeah, that's basically what she is. She's basically like that Lamia girl. I honestly, it's been a long time since I actually watched that show. And if you're wondering, yeah, I do watch that. I am a degenerate, I know. But either way, as we currently see him getting ready for his battle, as we would currently see him. Anyway, continuing on, as we would currently see him getting ready for his match against him and the Fondest girl. As he would say this to himself. I wonder what she's going to do this time, he would say. I wonder if she's going to be an actual worthy opponent, he would say. As after saying that, he would basically prepare his weapon, and after preparing his weapon, he would start walking out, seeing that his match is about to start. As he would say goodbye to his mother, as his mother would basically, start cheering him on, including some other people, because after that match with him and that Atlesian kid, that was like, all around just like awesome. And some of them saying like, thinking that he has maybe a chance to basically fight against, Pyra, but they don't really believe it right now. But they're currently just like, fanboying right now. And so, when we currently see him, he would be there in the arena, as you would see his opponent. This girl seems to have some sort of like shotgun, slash sword weapon, and she would be looking at him as she would say this. Hmm. So you're my opponent, she would say, as he would say this. Yes. So why not you be? He would say. I meant, why not? Who are you be? Or at least, who might you be? I meant, as she would say this. Hmm. Just call me Noir Superbia. Nice to meet you, she would say. As he would say this. Nice to meet you too. Now, let our battle begin, he would say. As after saying that, he would get ready Gungnir, transforming it into its powered form once again. And as for the referee, he would say, "Ready, go!" he would say, as the battle would begin, as both of them would charge at each other. As we would currently see her start transforming her sword into its, into its shotgun form, as she would start firing at him at point blank range. But for him, he would start dodging out of the way, dodging several of the pellets that basically come out of the shotgun, and would basically go under her and would basically kick her against the ground. As he would get ready a spear to slam into her, but before she can actually, but before he can actually, stab, the halberd into her, she would block it with her semblance. She would start, creating something from her hand, and in her hand was some sort of like energy that resembles that of armor. As the armor would wrap around her, as you know, well, the spear would basically get blocked by the attack. As you would say, "The hell?" he would say, as she would say this. Beat my semblance, she would say. As she would start coating herself in completely aura-based armor. As her tail would also be, emblazoned with some sort of like spear end. As she would say this. Try and defeat B and face my wait for a second. Face my ultimate defense, she would say. As after saying that, he would say this. Not bad, not bad, he would say. As he would say, after saying that, she would say this. Are you impressed? Or are you scared, she would say. As he would say this. No. As after saying that, as she would say this. Wait, really? Then, why are you, as he would say this. I'm just a little bit impressed. I might get a little bit of a challenge after this, he would say. Or at least to get a challenge out of you, he would say. As after saying that, he would get ready a few dust crystals, as he would load them into Gungnir. As each of the crystals seemed to be gravity and also, surprisingly, and earth-based dust. As after they were loaded, he would say, "Now, prepare," he would say. As the gravity dust would start, forming around forming around Gungnir, as the Gungnir, blade tip would start becoming a blackish color. If you're wondering what it looks like, just imagine how hockey works in One Piece, where arm and hockey basically transfers into weapons. That's basically what it is. As with the earth dust would start causing the tip to start swirling with pieces of debris, and this debris was earth, or at least some of the Colosseum floor. As he would say this. Now, as he would disappear, as everybody was shocked, saying, "What the? Where did he?" As we would currently see her basically panicking, going "Wait, where is she? I mean, where is he?" As before Noir can actually say anything else, she would look above her and would see right above her was him basically above her, as he would start falling to the ground as his spear was basically at the ready. Imagine how Shao in Genshin Impact basically does this plunging attack. That's basically what he's doing. As after before she can actually do anything else, she would be struck above her, as dust would start to go around the area, causing a thick fog to basically or at least a thick ass dust cloud would basically happen, as everybody was a bit surprised, as you would also hear the sound of slashing, clanging of metal, and some other sort of stuff happening in the smoke screen. As after a few minutes of fighting, we would currently hear something coming out of the smoke, or at least coming out of the dust, as you would hear something, the sound of this started sounding like something basically charging up, as you would hear the voice of Rex, as he would scream out, "Take this!" as he would fire off a blast of black and, a brownish energy, as it would be thrown towards her, aka, you know, well, Noir, as after doing so, Noir would be pinned against the wall of the arena and she would faint. So yeah, that is where I'm going to be ending off this episode. So yeah, bye bye.